Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Julie Show, the show where your millionaire soul is encouraged and nurtured to grow and to glow. We're covering the topics of your happiness, your soulful success, happiness, the holistic picture of being a millionaire, your happiness, your healthiness, and your wealthiness. Good morning. It is very, very sunny. I can almost not see this screen, so it is so sunny. I hope you can see me. The sun is very luminous all over the place here. Very hot days in Vancouver. It is truly June. So welcome back to my show. And this morning, we're going to tap into a healing tip that can be quite controversial topic. I'm sure many of you have heard of it or been in a debate or discussion, either pro or con or negative or positive. Depending on who you are, you have a different opinion. And depending on your experience with this healing medicine, you either have a bad experience, a good experience, or no experience and just an opinion. Okay, so I'm going to bring in our healing tip of the day, coming to you from sparklebomb.com, my healing massage company that is mobile to downtown Vancouver, hotels and residentials, and the surrounding areas. We're going to talk about cannabis this morning. Now, here's something that not a lot of people realize, is that cannabis has healing properties that are not psychedelic properties. It is possible to prepare oil from cannabis, and we're talking medical marijuana. It is possible to prepare the highest quality oil and receive healing benefits. And by healing, I mean instantly transforming something that is very inflamed into something that you didn't even know had been inflamed moments before. So if you have any sore muscles, or if you have any diagnosis such as arthritis, tendinitis, fibromyalgia, any of these inflaming type, or any injuries where it's inflamed. Yes, inflamed is a natural occurrence, but chronic inflammation isn't a good idea for your body. Your body gets stuck, you get stuck, and it's uncomfortable. And to bring that inflammation down and to heal and restore the tissue that's going on in there, you can use medical marijuana healing oil and rub it in. Even just apply a tiny drop goes a long way. This one here, this bottle here is available. It's called Canna Life. And the thing is, it's an infused massage oil with peppermint and cinnamon in grapeseed oil. And it's made with love in Vancouver, BC. You can buy these for $20 at the Buddha Sister, which is on 4th Avenue over near the Nom. Of course, it's near the Nom, right? It's 4th Avenue to be specific. It's 2918 West 4th Avenue near the Nom, which this medical society dispensary is a nonprofit. And they have high quality oils for ingestion and for topical. Of course, they have all kinds of medicine there to inhale, to take into your system. And some people, they have a paranoia around, oh my gosh, if I put oil on, I'm going to get high. Well, guess what? Prepared properly like this one, it's the CBD, not the THC. THC occurs when you heat it up a little longer, the oils, not by heating yeah, probably by heating this up, you would change it. But the properties of CBD actually are cancer destroying. They are anti-inflammatories. So it has multiple healing properties to it, but applied topically, you're going to notice anything that's got a lot of joint pain or a lot of muscle pain, it can heal it quite quickly. I love putting this into my ankles and letting it sit there. I'm never washing it off, just letting it soak in until, you know, like, of course, I naturally have a shower at one point. But I just let it soak in, and especially overnight is really great. You can put it along your spine, you can put it under in your neck and shoulders and up into your scalp. It's a great way to really change what's going on. You can actually massage it into your face and create a real clarity of in your face definition rather than the puffiness. And yeah, I just like to encourage people, if you're feeling like pretty paranoid about medical marijuana and think it's just a joke, well, it's not. And you can actually, if you have a diagnosis of some sort, even if it's depression, anxiety, if you have physically like arthritis or something that's ailing you, you can go to your walk-in clinic, you can go to your doctor, and anyone who has access to your records to see, oh yeah, that's what you've been going through, or even if you haven't gotten diagnosed or they don't know what's going on with you, it is possible nowadays that you go into your medical marijuana dispensary, and don't just go to anyone. I highly recommend the Buddha Sister. They're very integral people there, and their quality products are very integral, and it's a very serene spa-like atmosphere. That is one that I highly recommend. There's another one on 4th, Buddha Barn, I believe, and that's a really great one up more near Whole Foods. You go in there, you get a form from them, or you can download it from their websites. You take it to your practitioner. The practitioner agrees, fills it out. If your practitioner isn't into it, that's okay. Go to another one. And because there are ones that are, again, there's a controversy going on, there's opinions going on, and really it's not up to their opinion, other than that it's their opinion. But it's up to whether they can say, yeah, you have this issue, and if you want to choose medical marijuana to heal it, then that makes sense. And my walk-in clinic doctor, who I love, who really hears people out and really is quite aware. She doesn't say medical marijuana is her expertise, but she has watched people improve their lives with medical marijuana, and she understands how a diagnosis would require these healing medicines. If someone is needing or wanting that, why not help them? Why not? It is legal to go about it this way. So I just want to help people, you know, feel accepting of themselves, even if you are quite open-minded. You may have felt a little unsure of how to go about that, or get access, or what's even in those stores, right? What's good to look for. Just ask your local medical dispensary. Okay, so financial tip, let's dive in, and this is coming to you from my business with my husband, and you can visit successquoteme.com to learn more about that. And if you want to be getting these videos or joining in live, then you want to go to successquoteme.com and subscribe to receive these videos to your inbox, to receive this so you can join in live when I go live. If you want to. So I've been reviewing, the past week I was reviewing financial tips regarding that it's the middle of the year, and let's refuel our motivation. Summer is here, even though it's still spring. Summer has arrived in Vancouver, and everyone's like, woo, getting the summer brain, right? And not necessarily on track with moving forward financially or in their success path. Sometimes people get a little lost. They're like, summer, and let's forget about any goals we were working on. Maybe goals, I can get to those later in September when I feel more studious, or the fall comes and it's not so hot. But let's stay motivated instead of losing track of your dreams. let's get ahead. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep saying yes. But how do we do that? Well, first of all, don't separate your summer fantasies from your dream goal pursuits, right? Make sure you are enjoying the weather. If you've got studying to do to stay on track with your goals, take it outside, or at least sit in the sunlight with some fresh air, sip on a fresh cocktail. If it's a mocktail without any alcohol, that's great. Like, enjoy the weather, enjoy the atmosphere of summer, make time to spend with your loved ones and your friends. But integrate that, and don't just be like, wow. You know, if you want to stay fueled up and motivated and stay in tune and keep moving forward, arrange those business meetings with people. Call them, set it up. Set up the time and plan properly, that so that you're staying moving forward with your business. A lot of advantages to be taken, because many people do write off summer. So if you're self-marketing, or if you're growing a business of some sort, it's kind of cool. You can get ahead of your competitors by them sleeping in the hammock and forgetting about moving forward with their goals. You can jump in and be like, I'm really moving forward. Who's coming with me? Let's build business. Let's build profits, right? And let's build our dreams. So I want to say, how do we stay driven? Well, first of all, last time I was doing the Julie Show last week, I was talking about getting a money mantra together. And my husband and I, we went out Friday night, and we were sitting at the restaurant where they have the best bellinis, Cactus Club. And that's where our date nights used to be way back in the beginning. And we had dreams in the beginning of our relationship. And as time wore on, you know, there was always these distractions and financial strains that occurred, that our dreams start to get snuffed out, and that lightheartedness began to get unrecognizable. Where is it? Where are those dreams? Where's the dream reality? Well, dreams cost money. It's true. Being able to take off from a job costs money. Being able to go travel somewhere costs money, unless you want to be busking. And I've been there, done that. And I appreciate being able to go on the beach and give a massage and earn money. But it's also just going out there with a whole family. It costs money. So being at this place where we started our relationship, where we used to go on dates, we were like, you know what, let's find our money mantra. And I was talking to you guys to find your money mantra. What's your dream goal, right? And when you go to decide on what you're going to spend your money on, do you say, is this supporting my dream, right? Am I investing? Am I making the best decision, the wisest, most economic decision on how I'm spending my money today? Is this something I need? First of all, right now, does it support my dream lifestyle? So start to like debate that. And also I'd like encourage you to also check out, am I investing my time wisely? So check that out. We found, oh yes, we know what our dreams are. And as we move closer in creating our profitable business, we remembering our dreams, right? And always tapping into, I know what my dreams are, like family mud baths. I know that sounds funny, but going on a traveling trip with family and being out there totally covered in mud and being able to lie in the sun and detoxify, you know, that just sounds like that is my dream lifestyle. Being able to be jet set, being able to be growing business around the world, being able to be as fancy as we want, dressed in a suit, and then take off in a jet, take off to anywhere in the world, especially tropical locations, and just whip that outfit, that business attire off, and be able to go anytime we want, any time of the year, and say, yeah, as a family, as a couple, go with my kids, go with friends, whatever it is, that we're able to be jet set. And so these were some key words here: vivid Vegas moments, Tahitian sunsets, Balinese floral baths, Hawaiian hangovers, unlimited honeymoons, QT, A QT is quality time, right? $3 million home, cuddling our French bulldog, luxury office spas, wonder wardrobes, riding the elephant. And this was definitely happy hour at Cactus Club, and I just started to, I said, I'm taking this with me, and I'm going to remember what we're talking about, and I'm going to jot these little catchphrases down, and I'm going to carry this in my purse, because we're going to be like, hey, are we spending money on some junk that we don't need? Are we spending an extra cost just out of convenience on something? Just constantly questioning, so on a daily basis, that we're saving and investing into our desirable lifestyle, supporting our health and happiness and our wealthiness, and making the wisest decisions possible to keep shifting, because just those little decisions and choices make big shifts into creating your reality and transforming it. So that's what we were working on, and I hope you found your money mantra. I hope that helps you, because that is going to help you refuel right now your dream mapping. And in the middle of this year, in the middle of this weather, that you're like, yeah, am I making wise decisions? Because you can easily blow it on happy hour. But if you're going to do happy hour, go happy hour and do one drink and do one little meal, you know, like go slower, go smaller, go wiser, and don't do happy hour every day, of course. Check out one behavior expert has to say on staying driven. So that's what we're going to dive into now. It's Dr. Hirsch Schifrin. He's an author of Beyond Greed and Fear, Understanding Behavioral Finance and the Psychology of Investing. Redouble your efforts. So this summer, you want to achieve your top money dreams. You don't want to just be a waif in your life. You want to keep creating and being in control of your life, making your heart be the driver in the seat, right? In the driving seat, not just your head. You do want to follow your feelings and infuse the sensation of enjoying the summer. Don't cut it out. So I was going into listening to Dr. Schifrin, and there's one example he shows of a person who has a money goal to pad their emergency fund. So in staying driven and refueling your motivation, this behavioral expert addresses the money goal and refocuses your efforts on reaching your goal. Because even lack of activity, you could be asking yourself, is this lack of activity supporting my dream lifestyle? Is this activity supporting my lifestyle? Are you procrastinating? Well, this summer, why do we want to procrastinate on our top money goals? We don't. We don't truly. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy life. Make sure you are adding that in, infusing it. So I just want to bring up this reading from this behavioral expert around finance and how he studies people around psychology of money, right? Now this person, they want to pad their emergency fund. Do you want to have an emergency? Well, how about a contingency fund? Because emergency sounds like, oh my gosh, disaster is coming, and it just might attract in your mind that you're gonna have a disaster. So say contingency fund, an unexpected surprise of something you need to pay for. It could be good, it could be bad, but how about if you felt like you had at least $5,000 to spare, or if not 10 times that? What if you had 500,000, 50,000? What if you had 30,000? Just 30,000 put away, 20,000, 10,000, something padded in your safety net. So if needed, if you need to fly somewhere, if you need to pay for something that is necessary, or even something inspirational that comes your way that you know, okay, that I need that, I really do. That's going to be good for me. And a contingency fund, we'll call it. So this guy, he wanted to pad his contingency fund, right? So about 2.5 years ago, I left the safety of a full-time job as a television producer to start my own business. I was fortunate to have enough money socked away, about $25,000, to get my freelance career off the ground and running. but doing so wiped out my savings. My biggest financial goal right now is to build my emergency fund back up to where it once was by the end of next year. Today, that balance sits around $16,000. As a freelancer, my current strategy is to simply say yes to almost every single job I'm offered. While this has definitely helped generate the income I'm after, about $10,000 a month, I sometimes feel overworked and exhausted. I can relate to that one. Lately, I've been starting to wonder if saving the remaining $9,000 in just 1 year is truly a realistic goal. Is there anything else I could be doing to reach my target in this time frame without working myself to death? Shafri analysis. This is the doctor, his analysis. When creating a solid emergency fund, there are two important questions people like Michael should ask themselves. Am I in good health? And is my business fairly reliable? If you anticipate a lot of healthcare expenses, or if your income stream is more volatile, you may want to set a higher target for your emergency fund. People with relatively stable jobs should aim to save between 6 to 9 months worth of net income. 6 to 9 months worth of net income. But if your income is unpredictable, you may want to shoot for 9 to 12 months worth. Ultimately, ratcheting up your saving comes down to understanding your spending. What is it about your consumption habits that makes it difficult to save a bit more? In other words, what are the non-essential components of your budget? If Michael still needs help keeping up his motivation, he should take a moment to pretend that he's experienced a real financial emergency. Take a moment. Is his safety net solid enough to see him through? There may be purchases that look small from week to week for Michael, but are purely discretionary and add up to a significant chunk of money each year that he could be contributing to his emergency fund. To tackle this issue, you need to have a bird's eye view of your overall spending patterns over a 12-month period to see what fraction of your income you're spending on, let's say, eating out. Simply curbing this habit could free up over $900 a year, at least. Now, for his motivational advice, people in Michael's situation would benefit from thinking about the timeline for their goal, then set similar milestones and benchmarks, building in rewards along the way. If making lifestyle sacrifices to finance a big goal feels tough, narrowing your focus to keep your eye on the next benchmark can make it easier. Rewarding yourself with little indulgences whenever you meet a milestone will also help minimize feelings of deprivation. Just be sure that the rewards you give yourself aren't so big that they derail your overarching goal. For example, if you've eliminated eating out in order to meet your big goal faster, a reasonable mini splurge might be one night out at your favorite restaurant. That certainly won't break the bank. Another motivation booster might take the form of confiding in someone whose respect means a lot to you, which helps build in extra accountability. Share your plan and see if that person is willing to get regular progress reports. If you've got someone you trust, respect, and admire, you naturally won't want to disappoint that person. If Michael still needs to help keeping up his motivation, he should take a moment to pretend that he's experienced a real financial emergency. Is his safety net solid enough to see him through? If not, this little trick could really help him put back in the right mindset to keep saving. Okay, so that is one example of how to refuel your motivation this summer. And if you yourself haven't been mapping out or have a hard time really looking at your dream map, I welcome you to sit down with myself, my husband, who's an accountant, and sit down and take a really good look at your dream map. Observe, what are your dream goals? How on track are you? Have you this savings building up and padded up? What else could you do to make your dream goals be creating faster? And dream goals, as you achieve them, you get new ones. You see new things, even if it's a goal that someone else, you want to help them with their goals. But it's your reality, it's your life. And are you fully expressing your truest existence? Is money your excuse for limiting yourself? Come and sit down with us. Email me at successquoteme@gmail.com or give me a call, 778-877-3416. And we can sit down. You can have a look at the service we provide for free and sit down and do a dream map. Sit down and do a financial analysis. Take a look and see how could you keep yourself motivated and keep yourself clear on how to build it simply, not overwhelm yourself. If you're getting stuck on feeling like, geez, I will never get a full year's worth of savings put away, well, we may have some insight for you. If not, you've wasted no money. At least you will be clear on what your dream map is, because it's your map, your dreams. And we're here to support you in that. All right, so that was a lot of discussion. It was amazing. And I encourage you all to come and join with me live to these shows. If you want to be a part of these shows live and engage with perhaps your financial tip or your healing tip, and most of all, share who you are, where you're from, and do a reflection on the reading of the day. We've been reading through Danielle Laporte's book, which is fantastic. Are you ready to take the next step? Well, let's get your fire started. And let's keep it going, right? Fire starter sessions. So, moving into today's topic is identify the aggravation, where we're talking about inflammation and blocks in your body and healing it with the cannabis oil. We were talking about finances and keeping up your motivation, or unlocking and clearing the obstacles from your dream lifestyle. Let's find out and identify what the aggravation is. What's chronic? Ask yourself. What's repetitive or inflamed in your inner or outer life? Here's some burning answers. I'm genius because I can inspire others to take action when no one else can. I'm an excellent systems creator. I'm deeply insightful. I can see problems in a few seconds, and something in me can quickly draw a path to the solution. I'm the best gift giver ever. I always know what someone will love. I'm a fabulous, loving mother. I can tear up the dance floor. I'm able to break down an extremely complicated process, so pretty much anyone can do it. My form of genius is using my intuition with most everything I do. Know that you are genius. You are unlimited. That is the truth. So what is blocking you from being truly the fullest genie you could possibly be in your life? Muscles get inflamed and choked from repetitive overuse. And it takes just one overtaxed muscle to stifle an entire limb, which then throws off the alignment of our whole body. When we stop using the muscle in the same way, blood flow can return and pain makes way for vitality. In the same way, an old psychic wound or one small behavior continually repeated could strain our whole life. Freedom starts when you can identify the aggravation you've been accommodating for so long. Burning answers. My chronic condition is I have a repetitive martyr syndrome that is getting real old. There's an odd pattern of my getting into wrangles with customer service people. Their dumb behavior hooks my sense of entitlement and superiority. My perfectionist tendencies, or at least that's what I've labeled them, keep me from pulling the trigger. Smallness. self-doubt, not believing I am allowed to, comparing myself to others, not believing I can, being competitive. Take a moment and ask yourself, if there's something I'm repetitively doing that I know is a little off track, it's a little redundant and worn out, identify the aggravation by identifying something that's chronically repeating in your life that you know is off, and you know it's something that irritates you. You're like, oh, this can just fire you up and bother you and trigger your frustration. Identify that. What keeps occurring, maybe on a day-to-day basis or maybe every other day? What bothers you? Next time something bothers you, find out what is it. Identify your reaction. Even if you don't act out, what are you thinking? Rory was one of those big thinkers with the best of intentions, lots of friends, plenty of ideas. Sweet soul that she is, she couldn't get a project off the ground to save her life. Nothing took hold long enough to show a profit or get results. She was so pushy that funders or advisors would back away. She would start out all gung-ho and then drop everything because she felt called to get away from it all. A flight attendant friend offered her a free seat to India, so she put her campaign of the month on hold and headed off. She'd fall for a guy who was an inventor or whose cousin was an internet marketer and get pumped on the promise of their business. Their shiny new thing then became her shiny new thing. Rory and I were talking about earning money, and I slipped this question in. So, where in your life do things feel inflamed or monotonously irritating for you? Her answer was quick, which made it clear that she was on an obsessive loop about it. What still burns my ass is that I've been trying to no avail to forgive my father for cutting me out of the will. I think about it every week. In the context of our discussion about money hangups, a light switched on for her, and that holy duh look came over her face. And guess what? I'm always inclined to go get a loan or a freebie instead of just going to earn more of my own money. I'm still trying to get something that's supposedly owed to me. Sisters doing it for themselves, heard on high. Whatever thorn you might have in your side could be affecting the way you go about everything. Locate it. It's a very personal question. Identify the aggravation. Now, I know by experience that even the best, most optimistic, most powerful, successful people go through an aggravation or can end up carrying around a chronic aggravation. We can always improve, we can always maintain our mental health, our physical health. We can always adjust and understand and heal ourselves on these levels of health, wealth, happiness. The first step is accept yourself. Okay, you're angry about something on a day-to-day basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, something that just rubs you the wrong way. Ask yourself what it is that's bothering you about that. Because if it's someone else's problem and you're taking it on or you're taking it personally, okay, there is a way to exist in this world where that doesn't rub you at all, because either you're not around that type of personality, or you're just so in your own power that it just doesn't even touch you, and perhaps you can offer insight and wisdom and compassion to that person, or it just doesn't affect your world so much that it throws you way off into drama land, right? Now, it's not that we're walking around emotionless. Emotions are good to know. So when you get angry, recognize, what was I angry about? It might just be that you needed to eat something and you forgot, oh yeah, I need to take care of myself, I need to eat something, I need to drink something. Just identify, where is that aggravation? Ask yourself right now, is there something that keeps repeating that oh geez, I can't seem to wake up in the morning? And it really overall makes me feel frustrated and behind in my life, but I don't want to let anybody know that. Just get out your journal and find out, what is that irritation? It's between you yourself, really. If you have someone you want to talk to about it, that's up to you. Maybe you have a professional, maybe you have someone that you'd like to talk to about it, right? But mostly, you need to talk to yourself about it and really listen to yourself. What is it, and how can I shift it? How can I clear it? And it's not going to take just a little bit of work. If it's chronic, it's going to take a lot of work. So thank you for joining me at The Julie Show. My show here is for encouraging our souls to grow and glow in wealthiness, true, total, utter happiness, healthiness, wealthiness, full-on millionaire, full circle. So go out there and millionize with your millionaire eyes today and your millionaire thoughts. Go millionize your life.